Hello everyone, today we're gonna talk about momentum. What is momentum? A momentum simply means mass in motion, or momentum equal to mass in motion. A semi-truck has a large momentum because it is very massive but also have a large speed, which influence momentum. The higher the mass, the higher the momentum. For the second example, as you can see through the video, a moving bicycle also has a momentum, but its momentum is less than a momentum of a truck because a truck has a large mass but a bicycle has a smaller one. What happens if two objects have same masses? Will the momentum of both objects equal? Maybe, probably, or never. There is a method to know if two same masses objects have equal momentum, which is by conducting an experiment. You only need two same type of car and a stopwatch. Based on the experiment just now, we can conclude two types of same object that has a same masses will have a same momentum. Based on what we learned just now, I wanna ask you a question. Do a walking elephant and a running tiger have same momentum? Feel free to pause the video and think for a while. Elephant has a large mass and a small velocity, but a tiger has a small mass and a large velocity. Therefore, they have a same momentum. Momentum also can be described in equation, which is P equal to mv. P is stand for momentum, M is stand for mass, and V is stand for velocity. Okay, now it's time to answer question. Question 1. A car with mass of 1,400 kg is traveling at 60 meter per second in straight line. Find the momentum of the car. How do we solve this problem? First of all, we have to list down all the information given. The mass given is 1,400 kg and the velocity given is 60 meter per second. The question is, find the momentum of the car. So we have to use the equation P equal to mv. 1,400 kg have to be multiplied to 60 meter per second. So the answer is 8.4 multiplied with 10 in the power of 4. The second question is, a truck with mass of 1,300 kg is traveling at 75 km per hour. Find the momentum of the truck. Feel free to pause the video and try it by yourself. We have to list down all the information given. The mass given is 1,300 kg and the velocity given is 75 km per hour. But to use the formula P equal to mv, we have to change the velocity unit from km per hour to meter per second. By using conversion factor, we can obtain the velocity in meter per second, which is 20.8 0.83 meter per second. Next, we use the equation P equal to mv, 1300 kg multiplied by 20.83 meter per second. The answer is 27079. Okay, now it's time to learn impulse. Now we're gonna learn about the concept of impulse and how can you apply it to a very interesting situation. Suppose if you ever kick a ball and a punching bag or play sport that involve any kind of ball, you're using the concept of impulse even without knowing it. Exactly an impulse, what it have to do with all the situations. How is momentum related to impulse? When a force acts on an object for a short amount of time, impulse is the measure of how much the force changes momentum on an object. Impulse also can be described in the form of equation, which is J equal to Ft. J represent impulse, F represent force, and T represent time. You must know impulse have two different units, either kilogram times meter per second, kg meter per second, or Newton times second, ns. To know better about impulse, let's construct an experiment. The apparatus needed are 2 hard-boiled eggs, 1 soft pillow, and a hard surface. Okay, now let's see what happens if we let go an egg on a soft pillow. See, there is no crack because the impact time between the pillow and the egg is long, which means that the force is not enough to crack the egg. Okay, now let's see what happens if we let go hard-boiled egg on a hard surface. Unfortunately, the egg cracked because the impact time between the floor and the egg is short, which means that the force is large enough to crack the egg in short time. It's time to answer question. Try to solve the problem. A jet rocket has an impulse of 2 times 10 in the power of 8 Newton second during 3 seconds. Find the force applied. Feel free to pause the video first and try it by yourself. Okay, now let's solve the problem. First of all, we have to list down all the information given. The impulse given is 2 times 10 in the power of 8 Newton second and the time given is 3 seconds. To solve this problem, we have to use the equation J equal to Ft. The question is, we have to find the force applied. So, J must be divided by time. So, 2 times 10 in the power of 8 Newton second must be divided by 3 seconds. The answer is 6.67 times 10 in the power of 7 Newton. Okay, now let's learn about momentum theorem. What is momentum theorem? Momentum theorem is a rate of change in momentum. Any change in momentum of an object is equal to the impulse it experiences. Momentum theorem also can be described in the form of equation, as you can see on the screen. It's question time! The situation given, a toy car with 4 kg of mass that moves with 10 meter per second has an impulse that causes the toy to change its speed to 35 meter per second while keeping its direction. Find impulse of the toy car and the force if impulse is applied for 3 seconds. Okay, let's solve the problem. So the question is, we have to find the impulse of the toy car. First and foremost, we have to take out all the information given. The information given is the mass of the car is 4 kg and the initial velocity of the car is 10 meters per second, and the final velocity of the toy car is 35 meters per second. As we all know, impulse is equal to change of momentum. So first, we have to find the change of velocity and times with the mass of the toy car, and we will get the answer for the impulse, which is 100 Newton second. The question is momentum conserved in system? Yes, momentum is conserved. Law of conservation of momentum describe how when there are no external forces, the momentum of a system doesn't change. In equation form, P equal to mv, to increase momentum, you have to increase mass or velocity or increase both. Okay, let's watch this footage carefully. Try observe the mass of the football and observe the velocity of the football. Okay, now watch this footage carefully and try to observe the mass of the tennis ball and the velocity of the tennis ball. Next, we're going to compare the momentum between the tennis ball and the football. Ball has 2 times mass of a tennis ball, but a tennis ball has 2 times velocity than a football. Football momentum is equal to tennis ball momentum. When this happens to two objects that are part of the system, there is no net momentum. So we say that if it's conserved, that means there is no change in the overall quantity. If the momenta of the objects are same magnitude but opposite in direction, there will be no change in the net momentum. What is a collision? A collision is an event in which two or more bodies exert forces on each other for a relatively short time. There is 2 types of collision. Firstly, elastic collision. Elastic collision occurs when two objects collide and bounce away from each other. The second type is inelastic collision. Inelastic collision occurs when two objects collide and don't bounce away and stick together. Is it true? If we want to know better, let's construct experiments. The apparatus needed for this experiment are 2 cars and a stopwatch. In the first experiment, the car was pushed towards each other. From the experiment, we can observe the 2 cars collide and bounce away from each other. In the second experiment, a car was pushed toward another car in same direction. From the experiment, we can observe the 2 cars collide and do not bounce away and stick together. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. The end.